Thank you, friend. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings to you all. Wonderful to see you. I hope you all have had a fantastic Festival of Freedom. And even though we're technically really at the end, this is the traditional chol hamoed, the intermediate days of Passover. There's two chol hamoeds, or intermediate days, during the year. And this is one of them, and the other is during the festival of Sukkot, which is right after Yom Kippur, about 6 months from now. And for both intermediate days, we do not read new Torah parshas. Instead, we read Exodus 33:12 to 34:26, and we read the same section for both. And it's an interesting section, friends. It is part of Ki Tisa when you add, which contain the Sabbath law, the Ten Commandments, and the Golden Calf incident, none of which are actually a part of this reading. This reading does instead focus on the relationship between God and Moses, and the glory of God as he travels in the cloud. And we are introduced to that amazing formula made so famous by Maimonides. Lord, merciful and gracious God, slow to anger and abounding in kindness and faithfulness. This, the most repeated formula in the Tanakh, telling us not what God's essence is, but what the marks of the divine personality are: mercy and grace. Now, we're told in this reading in Exodus 34:18 that we shall observe the festival of unleavened bread, now simply referred to as Passover. And then in 34:22, you shall make a festival of weeks, of the first fruits of the wheat harvest, and the festival of gathering at the end of the year. And of course, the festival of weeks is Shavuot, because Shavuot means weeks in Hebrew, and the festival of gathering is Sukkot. 3 times in the year, every one of your males shall appear before the Lord. The 3 gathering festivals, the only 3 called for, are all mentioned in this one section. So I guess it is apropos that this section be read for both intermediate days. Passover, the festival of unleavened bread, is the festival of freedom. Shavuot, the festival of weeks, is the anniversary of God giving the Torah to the assembled nation at Mount Sinai. And Sukkot, the festival of gathering, honors the tabernacle. But you see, this part that we read is about wisdom and leadership, the things we should be examining during this period. For example, if you want to increase physical strength, you can't do it by intellectual endeavors. You have to eat right, work out, rest. But the opposite's actually true, because when we strengthen the body, we also enable the mind to reach its full potential. This is nature's rule of a healthy mind and a healthy body. Beyond the objective of strengthening the intellect and broadening one's knowledge lays an even higher goal: the pursuit of divine inspiration, Ruach HaKodesh, and prophecy. The relationship between the body and the mind parallels the relationship between natural wisdom, which are the arts and sciences, and divinely emanated wisdom, prophecy. We may aspire to prophetic enlightenment, but we must first gain proficiency in the natural sciences. Maimonides talks of the preparation for prophecy in the Mishnah Torah, the commentary, and in the Yosedei HaTorah, the pathways of learning. He says prophecy is only bestowed to a sage who is great in wisdom, of strong character, and he must possess an extremely expansive and accurate worldview. Now, we need to expand all of the mind's intellectual capabilities, my friends, in order to fulfill the rule of a healthy mind and a healthy body on a spiritual level. And then prophetic inspiration will emerge within a framework of a penetrating, enlightened mind. These are the things we read and think about during the holy days, and it reminds us of what we can aspire to. I think of that fantastic Van Morrison song, These Are the Days. These are the days of the endless summer. These are the days. The time is now. There is no past. There's only future. There's only here. There's only now. Of course, these days, it seems much more like these are the days of the endless winter. But we need to remember that it is the here and now that we impact to change the future. Now, another very interesting aspect of this reading can be found in its very first line. Moses makes an interesting entreaty to God. If I found favor in your eyes, make your way known to me, so I may know you. Now, so what did Moses want to know? The Talmud in Berachat 7a tells us that Moses wanted to understand the age-old problem of reward and punishment in this world. Master of the universe, why is it that some righteous people prosper while others suffer? Why do some wicked people prosper and others suffer? Well, according to Rabbi Yossi, God fulfilled Moses' request. And the Talmud initially explains that anomalies in divine justice in this world are the result of ancestral merit. A righteous person whose parents were wicked, he undergo suffering in this world, while a wicked person whose parents were righteous may be rewarded. This, my friends, is about karma, the things we bring into this world, the things our genetic ancestors bring and do in this world. And speak to God's statement that he rewards and punishes generations, not just individuals. But our sages were not satisfied with this, so they decided if there are righteous who suffer, it must be because they are not fully righteous. Similarly, the wicked who prosper must not be totally evil. They receive reward in this world for the few merits they do possess. But really, these two mitigating factors, ancestral merit and incompleteness of righteousness or wickedness, are interrelated. All actions may be broken up into two categories. Some actions are performed purposely by choice, while others, the majority of how we live our lives, are done without thought, but by habit or training. For a righteous person from a righteous family, good deeds come naturally. He does not need suffering in order to refine his soul. The righteous individual born in a wicked family, on the other hand, must work harder. His good deeds are a conscious effort going against his education and natural bent. The wicked person who hails from a righteous family is naturally helpful to others and may have inherited many other positive character traits. Therefore, his portion in life is good as he contributes to the world. But the wicked who comes from a wicked family is usually an utterly evil person. And he, my friends, needs the most love and care of all because he never learned otherwise, and his natural inclination is evil. This is the time to reflect and to realize we had a holy day of putting ego aside and being holy. And as they say, it may not help, but it couldn't hurt. Now we're also coming up on Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Day, from the Hebrew Yom Day, HaShoah, the Holocaust, which will be next week, beginning at sundown on Wednesday, April 15th, the day our American friends have to file their taxes. And it runs through the 16th. And that's the Remembrance Day, the Holocaust. It's held on the 27th day of Nisan in the Hebrew calendar. Friends, we just had our Seders. And in my rewritten Haggadah, I call for remembering and honoring the victims of as well as the survivors of the Holocaust. Their story of freedom is our story of freedom and must stand as a shining example of the indomitable spirit of man. Soon, there will be no witnesses. Now, a common liturgy is now developed around that day, which includes lighting a candle, reciting the El Malei Rahamim, God full of mercy dwelling on high, and the Mourner's Kaddish. Friends, please, if nothing else, light a candle and say a prayer in honor of Yom HaShoah. And let us all pray, never again. El Malei Rahamim, Shochein Bam Romim. O God, full of compassion and dwells on high, grant true rest upon the wings of the Shekhinah, in the exalted spheres of the holy and pure, who shine as the resplendence of the firmament, to the soul of who is gone to his supernal world. Therefore may the all-merciful one shelter him with the cover of his wings forever, and bind his soul in the bond of life. The Lord is his heritage. May he rest in his resting place in peace. And let us say, Amen. Now, over the holidays, I was asked to fill in and lead services and seders at a synagogue that did not have a rabbi available. And I suggested the events be promoted to the entire community because this is not just a Jewish holy day. God's gift of freedom for man was for all man. That's why our story, the story of Moses, was the dominant dream of the American slave. And so I could not think of a better way to bring the twin festivals together than to honor freedom. The Torah, the lessons, It's not just lessons for us, but for all man. And so during the season of Passover and Easter, you can be led out of the bondage of lower personality and into the freedom of living in essence. And I want you to think of a question. What would you need to be free from in yourself to experience your own tenderness and your own power today? And as I said just prior to the holiday, I said about rewriting the Passover Haggadah to make it more meaningful, more educational, more inspiring for all. That's something I have done before, but this time it was different, and it was special. And I'm pleased to say that it was designed to last a mere 30 to 40 minutes and was a tremendous success. And a friend of mine who's a rabbi down in South Florida, we talk all the time, and he was asked to go on a 4-day cruise over the Easter Passover weekend to conduct the Seder, and he was happy to get away for a few days. And I asked him how it went. Well, he told me there were only about a dozen people who attended. And I reminded him there were only a dozen at the most famous Seder of all, 2,000 years ago. And when they docked at an island on the Saturday, he headed off to play a round of golf, lucky. And sure enough, a traveler from a ship showed up, and they played together. And the traveler introduced himself and mentioned he was on the trip to avoid having to go to their family's usual Seder. And my friend then told him he was the rabbi on the ship, and this must have been the guy's karma for missing the Seder. He missed 40 minutes, and now he was going to have to spend 4 hours with the rabbi. Friends, do not avoid the Seder. Make it new and meaningful. It is what we are called on to do, and it makes us examine ourselves and our relationships. So another great question at this time of year is, how can you improve your relationships today? Now, many people are caught in a world of projection. So can you stop projecting your self-image of perhaps not needing others and truly see and hear the other person? It is the time to free ourselves from whatever holds us back. Take advantage and free yourself. Now, I was also talking with someone about some of the key differences in certain holidays between Christianity and Judaism, and how the holidays truly reflect what is the same as well as what is different. Particularly with kids. And I thought of the festivals of light. Christmas. Christmas has Santa, and the children get toys and gifts. Hanukkah has Hanukkah Harry, and we give the kids socks and underwear. Halloween, everyone dresses as something, and we give the kids candy and treats when they come to the door. For Purim, everyone dresses as something, gets drunk, and we give the kids prune Danish to eat. And the festivals of freedom. Easter kids search for chocolate and candy Easter eggs. And for Passover, the kids get to search for a piece of a stale, delicious matzah. And you do not usually hear delicious and matzah in the same sentence. But they do get to convert it into cash. But what is truly noteworthy, my friends, is that we not just survive, but thrive through our connection. We have an incredibly strong sense of tradition, belief, unity. We are a worldwide community, and as a community, this is also the traditional time of Yizkor. It's held 4 times a year, and it's a moment to honor the dead. It's held during the 3 gathering festivals, Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot, as well as on Yom Kippur. It is different from Yartzeit, which is an anniversary of a person's death, and that's something usually done in private, while Yizkor is the public observance for the community of bereaved. It's from the word zakor, remember, and it means may God remember. It is amazing that as a community we come together to remember all those who have died. You see, the soul gains merit if the memory of its good deeds spurs their loved ones to improve their ways. I'm going to put my good foot forward and stop being influenced by fools. Now, the Yizkor service is a 4-part service. There are solemn readings and prayers, and they're recited or chanted. Things individuals read recalling the deceased, and there's different paragraphs for family members, for friends, and for martyrs. The El Malei Rahamim, God full of compassion, which I mentioned earlier, this is the same prayer said at all Jewish funerals. And the Av Haramim, Ancestor of Mercies, composed during the Crusades and now said as a memorial for all martyrs. Yizkor Elohim, Nishmat Imi, Morosi, Shechocho lo mo. May God remember the soul of who has gone to their supernal world. May the all-merciful Father who dwells in the supernal heights, in his profound compassion, remember with mercy the pious, the upright, and the perfect ones, the holy communities who gave their lives for the sanctification of the divine name. And of course I think of Murray when I think of this. This is the time of year for compassion, caring, and growth. And growth does not come from being powerful and not needing anyone. Growth comes from allowing your ego's story to drop away. Be free from whatever has held you back. And as Bob Dylan so incredibly put it, may you grow up to be righteous, may you grow up to be true, may you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright, and be strong. May you stay forever young. Friends, enjoy the rest of the Festival of Unleavened Bread and celebrate your freedom. Honor your tabernacle, your dwelling place of God. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you have lost. Love you all. Live free. Be free. Honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light, and continue to shine. Continue to send everyone you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. And remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. Thank you all. Love you. See you all next time. We'll return to Shemini 8th. Blessings to you all. Shabbat Shalom. Take care. Bye.